Welcome back to Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So, we have finished up events in Motorville, we have found out what was troubling our buddy Phil, and we are now back in another world, and we're going to be helping out Pip, and seeing if he's going to fess up to the naughty thing that he did, pawning off our holy wood. So let's just see if he's going to be a bit more compliant now. Eek, it's you! Look, I'm really sorry, that thing I stole, it was really important, wasn't it? Huh? What a flippin' transformation, man. Looks like this mouse really is your pal's soulmate. The thing is, I've already sold it. I sell things to the local shopkeepers, you see. I just don't know what to do. Don't worry, Pip. Let's just explain to the shopkeeper what happened. I'm sure he'll understand. I'm so sorry, Oliver. Ah, you're back, I see. And we've caught ourselves a thief. Come on, Pipswee, out with it. This piece of wood, it was me. I stole it. You stole it? A little chap like you? He confessed, didn't he? That mouse stole it and sold it to you, the rotter. I haven't spent any of the money, I promise. I'll give it all back to you. Well, I sense this is an item of some value to you, and that its loss has caused you some distress. I hate to see it go, but I know where it belongs. Sweet. We get the holy wood back? Well, that's that sorted then. We're lucky the shopkeeper wasn't in the mood to rook us. You know, Pip, I can't believe you turned yourself in and returned the money, and you call yourself a thief. I'm no thief. I'm telling you, it was just a moment of madness. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything to make it up to you. I mean it. Listen, it's okay. We got it back in the end. Oh, I almost forgot. You said that your dreams had driven you to become a thief. That's right. I've got big dreams, but they don't come cheap. I need guilders and lots of them. Have you ever heard of something called a cloud sweeper? Isn't that a sort of flying broom powered by magic? Not my kind of thing. Well, it's my kind of thing, that's for sure. Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to build my very own cloud sweeper. I want to build the fastest, bestest cloud sweeper in the whole world. Is it just me, or does he really remind you of someone? He sure does. Say, Pip, building something that goes real fast is super neat, huh? Ha! Finally someone who understands me! Thanks for taking the time to hear me talk about my dreams. Now I need to save up some money the honest way. Good luck, Pip. Aw, well done, Pip. Well done. You see? He's gonna follow his dreams. He's gonna save up the money the good old-fashioned way, the honest way. And he's gonna... Well, I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler alert, but, I believe it's if we get to the very, 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 very end of the game, like secret end, then we might see Pip's Cloud Sweeper. Who knows? Who knows? Anyhow, but for the time being, I think it's time to take this holy wood over to King Tom and have him carve it. Well, he's going to carve it? He's going to do something with it. Let's see. Let us see. There he is. The big cheese, or rather the big cat. Fat Cat King. Oh, King Tom's great. It's good to see you again, your Meowjesty. And you have returned? How the devil have you been? One has been busying oneself with that rogue Hickory Dick... Wah! Wah! Unless one is very much mistaken, you come bearing the holy wood of Alma Moon. That's right, and we wanted to ask a favor of you, your Majesty. No need to continue, dear girl. One knows precisely why you are here. So the Cowleyfoot chose to entrust the holy wood to you. It seems the time has come to reunite the power of the three kingdoms. Now, dear boy, allow one to do one's royal duty. What's he gonna do? Look at him go. Okay, we obtained a piece of carved holy wood. Wow, that was amazing! Mwah. Well, surely you expected nothing less. Thank you, your Majesty. It sure has been great seeing you, but we have to head to Hamlin now. So, Marcuson's up next. Here's hoping he's been practicing his carpentry. Why are you mumbling to yourself, Swain? So you're off to Hamlin, hmm? Take care, won't you? It's a rather grubby place for one so very pure. Yeah, okay, so to Hamlin we go now. But what was Swain mumbling about? What indeed? Let's see if we can travel there. Alright, Marcuson, you're up. Hello, Marcuson. We need you to finish carving something for us. Flippin' heck, someone didn't go to finishing school. Heard of the word please, have you? Ha, I do enjoy your visits. There is a certain liveliness you bring to every occasion. Now, you mentioned carving something? Yes, Your Majesty. Esther was talking about the Clarion. That's right. We need you to help us finish it so we can clear a path across the miasma marshes. Ah, I see. Well, you've come to the right place. The Clarion may only be completed by the ruler of Hamlin. But I am afraid there is a minor problem, namely that he does not possess all of the skills required. Huh? How do you mean, Your Majesty? To complete the Clarion, one must possess not only magical power, but the talent to carve the necessary holes. While I may have the magical skills, I am unable to help you with more practical aspects of the process. So you're saying you're too clumsy to complete the Clarion? It is not a matter of clumsiness, I assure you. No, the skills that are required are passed from the Emperor directly to his heir. Gee, so your father passed away before he could teach you about the stuff, huh? Well then, we'll just have to go back in time and get him to teach you. Blinkin' heck, you make it sound so flippin' easy. You only get to use breach time once in a lifetime, remember? Ah, you're right. Well then what do we do? Aren't you forgetting someone? Swain, do you mean... Truly? Did he? Well, I can't promise miracles, but father did teach me a few things, yeah. Ah, yes, your father. Did he, come from this kingdom too? Only you never mentioned? Alright. Oh my word, did they not actually get it? I just didn't want to make a big deal of it. Yes, Marcuson's my brother, and my real name's Gascon. There, I've said it. Oh, that. We knew that already. We were there, you know? Then, why are you so hell-bent on getting me to admit it? Anyway, we can discuss the whys and wherefores later on. The point is, my father taught me what I need to know. And you're telling us this now? If you'd let us know a bit earlier, we wouldn't have had to come all the way to Hamlin, would we? I'm afraid it's not that simple. I can't do the magic part, you see? Flippin' heck, so you're no use to us either, is it? That is not quite true. Ah, so you know what I'm getting at, do you? I suppose it's not all bad having a brain box of a grand sage for a brother. I'm not sure I understand. What cannot be done alone may yet be done together. Is that not so, brother? Oh, I get it. You're going to make it together. Exactly. Now give it here. Sweet, that's friggin' teamwork. Are you ready, Marcuson? We've got work to do. Yes, brother, I'm ready.
Wow, that thing sure seems powerful. Yes, and they work so well together. Wow.
Sweet, we have the Clarion. Now we can finally clear a path to Shaddar's castle. Thank you, Your Majesty, and thank you too, Swain. Oh, don't worry about thanking me. But how long is it since we last made something together, Marcuson? Ha! Do you remember the model pig tank we made together? Blah, a bloomin' pig tank. That's the last pigging thing I want to be reminded of. You'll hear no arguments from me on that score. Anyway, let's focus on the task ahead, clearing the miasma marshes. The Clarion looks so beautiful. I can't wait to hear how it sounds. I think you should be the one to play it, Esther. Oh yeah, Ollie boy, you're right. If you ask me, there ain't no better woman for the job. I agree. I mean, I'd love to do it, but I'm tone deaf. I'll do it. I'll play the Clarion and clear a path through the miasma marshes. I truly believe you will, Esther. Thank you, Your Majesty. Come on, Oliver, we should get going. You're right, it's time to head to the miasma marshes. Okay, the unbreakable bond between the hearts of two princes has unlocked a story in The Wizard's Companion. The Flute Makers. Well, by gum, you know what we're going to do now, don't you? We're going to read that tale. I think we're a bit behind on the old stories in The Wizard's Companion. But, and I mean, as you've seen, they're quite good. We did How the Little Girl Became Queen last episode. So, where is it? There we go, Flute Makers. So let's see. The ninth tale, The Flute Makers. 4 brothers. In a certain kingdom, there once lived 4 brothers. Though their parents had both died and they had grown up poor, the brothers had become famous and highly regarded. The first brother was very strong. Once, when the kingdom was in need of a new lake, he had lifted a stone bigger than 3 dragons out of the ground, creating a great hollow. He then carried the stone to the top of the tallest mountain in the land, lest it prove an eyesore to anyone. The king could not contain his delight as he watched the hollow slowly filling with water. The second brother was the greatest artist in the land. He went to the top of the mountain and carved wonderful sculptures from the stone that his brother had carried there and offered them to the king, who was rendered speechless for the first time in his life by their beauty. The third brother was known as a master craftsman. He took the sculptures that his brother had made and erected sturdy walls between them, creating a mighty castle. He even used the remaining pieces of stone to build a working clock. The king was amazed at how it always told the correct time, despite being made of stone. The king now had a new castle that he believed was the most beautiful, the best defended, and the most convenient in the wide world. The brothers were delighted and became full of confidence, for each of them believed that he was the greatest man alive. I am the one the king should thank for having such a wonderful castle. After all, I am the one who carried that stone all the way up the mountain. Thou mayest have carved the stones, and thou mayest have bound them together, but had I not brought the stones up here in the first place, nothing of that could have been done, said the first brother. Ha! But the king would not have looked twice at the castle had I not carved the sculptures so beautifully, retorted the second brother. And yet, it was I who took the sculptures and made them into a castle. What use had the king for sculptures, pray tell, beautiful though they may be? After some time, these discussions became so fractious that the 3 brothers resolved to live apart on the eastern, western, and southern edges of the kingdom. The youngest brother of the 4 was unlike his older 3 brothers. He excelled at nothing, and was weak and clumsy. Though his older brothers would mock him constantly, the youngest brother was a docile sort, and did not pay much heed to such insults. He was, however, worried about his brothers living apart, and he resolved to pay each of them a separate visit. The thick fog. A short while later, disaster befell the kingdom. A thick fog covered the entire land, blocking all sunlight for 100 days. Crops would not grow, and people became unwell, and yet the very worst of it was that the fog put an end to all music, for it simply could not be heard through the heavy broom. The whole kingdom adopted a silent funeral air, and still the source of the fog remained a mystery. One night, as the king slept fitfully, he had a strange dream. In it, someone was telling him that the only way to clear the fog was to play a certain flute, the most beauteous flute in the world. Upon waking, the king immediately summoned the 3 brothers who had built his castle and commanded them to build such a flute. Since the 3 brothers no longer spoke to one another, however, they would not cooperate, and each went off to carve his own. I am the only one capable of making a flute fit for a king, said one brother. It is simply too great a feat for the 2 of you. Ha! Thou hast better say that of thine own self, countered the second. My flute will be the finest, as thou shalt soon see. Boast if you will, scoffed the third. All men know that mine will be the best. And so the arguments continued. After some time, all 3 brothers finished making their flutes and went to present them to the king and his subjects. All the kingdom gathered on the shores of the lake that had been granted by the first brother, anxious for his presentation to begin. The first brother picked up his flute, which was very big and made of stone, and blew. Try as he might, however, the flute would not produce a sound. The king soon turned his attention to the second brother. His flute was a beautiful, delicate instrument made of clay, but when he blew it, it too produced no sound. The king was now becoming rather agitated, and hastily commanded the third brother to blow his flute. It made a single bone it was made of single bone, with holes drilled in appropriate places, and yet it too could produce not a single note. The king was furious and banished the brothers from his sight. The world's greatest flute. Several days later, the king awoke to hear the song of the flute that he had dreamed about. It was a beautiful sound, one that cleansed the heart and brought tears to the eyes of royals, ministers, soldiers, ploughmen, and even the baker's cat, who many had thought deaf. As the flute played on, the thick fog that had plagued the kingdom began to clear. The king was naturally delighted and started searching for the source of this blissful sound. Trusting to the evidence of his ears, the king came at last to the house of the fourth brother. There, he found him and his 3 brothers sitting together with tears in their eyes. The king began to extend his warmest gratitude to the youngest brother, but was politely interrupted. "Alas, this flute was not my work. My 3 brothers built it." And he proceeded to explain all that had come to pass. The youngest brother had been visiting his 3 brothers every day, hoping to persuade them to work together as before, but his brothers were stubborn and would not listen. After some time traveling hither and thither, from south to east and to west and back again, all the younger brother's efforts got the better of him, and he collapsed in a heap. When his 3 elder brothers heard what had happened, they all felt sorry for their youngest sibling and went to visit him as he recovered. The eldest brother visited him first. "Is there aught I can do for you?" he asked. "Indeed there is. Hie thee to the forest and cut down the tallest tree thou findest there. Chop it then into small pieces and bring them here to me." Thinking that his brother wanted firewood to keep him warm under the thick fog, the first brother agreed to do as he was asked. "Very well, younger brother," he said. "I shall start cutting away." "Thank you," the youngest brother replied from his bed, and before long the first brother came back, a smile on his face and a pile of logs under his arm. The next day, the second brother came to visit his younger sibling. "Is there aught I can do for you?" he asked, upon which the youngest brother brought out one of the logs that the first brother had cut for him. "Indeed there is. Carve of this wood something beautiful for me, perhaps a pipe?" Thinking that his brother wanted an ornament in his room to make him feel better, the second brother agreed without the slightest hesitation. "Very well, young brother," he said. "I shall start carving right away." "Thank you," the younger brother replied from his bed, and before long the first brother came back, a beautiful wooden pipe under his arm. The next day, the third brother came to visit his youngest brother. "Is there aught I can do for you?" he asked, upon which the youngest brother brought out the pipe that his second brother had carved. "Indeed there is. Wouldst thou be so good as to drill some holes into this pipe for me?" Thinking that his brother wanted something to entertain himself while he was ill, the third brother gladly agreed. "Thank you," said the youngest brother from his bed when his older brother had returned with the finished pipe. "But I actually have one more request." "Of course, younger brother, what is it?" "Call our 2 brothers and tell them to come here." Though the third brother hated his older brothers, he could scarce refuse his ailing sibling's request, so piteous did he seem, and he agreed to go and fetch them. Despite all being gathered beneath the same roof, the 3 brothers would not look at each other, much less speak. Then, in the midst of the silence, the youngest brother pulled out the flute they had made and lifted it to his lips. As soon as he began to play, the 3 brothers began to weep, realizing how foolish they had been. As they listened to the sound of the flute, they recalled the past they had shared, their humble home, their parents who had loved them so, the days when they had supported each other and helped each other before they had won fame. The 4 brothers continued to weep as they realized that each was only truly special when he worked with the others, all 4 of them, indeed, for it was the youngest brother who could produce a pure note from their flute. The tears they wept were the most beautiful tears the world had ever seen, for they were tears of love. After the king had finished listening to the youngest brother's story, he decided to give all 4 brothers a special medal. From that day onwards, the brothers agreed to always work together, and they all lived happily ever after. Oh, you gotta love that. Oh, gotta love these tales of wonder. They're just something else. I mean, that is something else, isn't it? Anyhow, let's get out of here. I believe we have to go back to Perdida. Can we... no, let's just go the old-fashioned way. As I don't think we can transport while inside. But yeah, so that there just gives the lore to how... Well, it's basically the lore of the Clarion. The legend of the Clarion, if you will. Let's go. Okay, and Queen Kulan seems to be waiting for us. So the Clarion is complete. Then it is only a matter of time before the Veil of Miasma is parted. Okay, so she's not waiting for us, but she's saying we can basically go on through. So, this is it, guys. We're on our way to Shadar's castle. Looks like we're finally gonna be able to do this. Free Alicia. Get our mother back. End all this madness. You know how it is. Let's go. Miasma Marshes. So this is it, huh? The Miasma Marshes. It ain't the most welcoming place in the world, is it, Ollie boy? I can hardly see the light from my own flippin' lantern. Well, here goes. Go on, Esther.
I hear it. The call of the Clarion. Oliver, how long have I waited? Come, vile heart.
Yes, Master!
And trusted you with the truth, did I not?
Yes, Master! I have it here, in the soul snare!
The Clarion has sounded. The miasma is no more. Is this not the perfect moment to make things clear?
Ooh.
Indeed it is, Master!
Show it to him! Show him how cruel the truth can be!
Your wish is my command!
The one who heals the broken-hearted, the savior of this world of sadness. Are you really the one? Well then, show me! Show me the true power that dwells in your heart.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. The Miasma Marshes. Now we can cross them. He's up ahead, innit? Yes, he's waiting. Shadar. Miasma Marshes, quagmire of corruption. Oh, this looks like a damp and miserable place. Now, the thing about this place is it is filled with traps. And I don't particularly fancy stepping on any traps, so what we'll do is we'll have our guys levitate. And yeah, we should be good to proceed about this place. Trap and poison free. Now, as we're a little bit tougher than the enemies here, you can see that they are running away from us. That, once again, is fine with me. I mean, we'll still get into the occasional engagement or so. But this is not job numero uno. Numero uno is taking out Shadar. So I see another chest over there. Man, I didn't even realize that I was as tough as I am. Come on, let's spring lock. Ooh, dead man's duds. Interesting. That's some messed up armor. Who'd like to wear some dead man's duds? Go. Renders knockout attacks ineffective. Oh, that's actually really good. 187. Resistance ice. Yeah, go on then. Go on, Go. Would anyone like... Sea Breeze Cloak? No. Gale Robes? This would be good. Go on, Sid. Oh, I totally forgot. We've also had another little thing. Oh god! Ugh! Forgot to levitate. God damn it. Okay. Draw poison. Alright, let's try that again. Levitate, please. Right, so nothing there. Let's double back. Yeah, so, amidst my training, well, one of the reasons for the training wasn't necessarily to get levels to be redonkulously overpowered. It was also just to level up our new friend. Is his name Joko? Jabo. I think it's Jabo. The little guppy, little Java guppy monster that we got from the dead girl in the ice. Anyhow, we've I think we've leveled him up now by a good 10 levels, so we can go and bring him back to her. Where are we going? Levitation wore off. So we want to go round. Let's keep levitating. Yeah, let's just keep levitating. Because, I mean, basically, if we had to fight all of these guys, as well as potentially be poisoned by them, this would be not so fun. And, I mean, we will get into a fight or so. You know, I'll show you what these guys are like. But yeah, we have to consider that we've got a... Well, I think it's quite clear that we've got a boss fight up ahead. I think that was a given. And we will probably learn some truth. Some unpalatable, hard-hitting, but nevertheless necessary to know truth. I imagine this is a bit like, you know, Empire. I keep bringing it back to Empire, but I mean, come on, it's one of the greatest movies ever. Okay, so how can we get that chest? Let's keep it around here. Over this way. Anything there? No. Let's keep it around. Yeah, I think this is the way. Is this the way? This is not the way. This is the way to this item. But yeah, let's just get the items. I mean, why not? Why not? And let us proceed. Okay, levitate wore off. How do we... Okay, we can go down this way, can't we? Okay, let's levitate again. Lots of levitating here. Lots of levitating. But let's just keep it going. Proceed at our own pace. Spring lock. Suit of knight armor. Actually, let's take a look at this for old Eddie. So at the moment, Eddie's got the scale armor, -9 to accuracy, +22 defense. Right? Keep an eye on that. Oh, look at that. The accuracy gets progressively worse. I can't do it, guys. I mean, that's some good armor. At the moment, Eddie's defense is 224. I can't do it. I just can't justify it. Like, I mean, I think he's, in terms of defense, Eddie's strong enough, right? So we shouldn't need to give him more, right? So, I mean, I say we're good as we are. Because, like, no one's really going to be knocking him down. Go on, Swain, do you think? Okay, Spirit do. Nice. Yeah, no one's really going to be knocking him down. Let's have a fight. Let's see what these guys are like. Ex-girlfriend.
Fancy your
Wham.
chances, do you?
Of course, there's always an ex-girlfriend about here, isn't there? Go on, guys. Actually, this is probably a good test to see how strong we are. Twinkle, twinkle. Bam! Go, go, go.
Better luck next time.
Yeah, as you can see, we are super strong. Even without trying. Wait, is there something this way? No, there's nothing there. Is there? No. No, there is not. Let's carry on. Let us carry on. Okay, what do we got here? Sun creature thingy? Wayward Sun, Rhinosaur, Salamander. Go on, Mighty. Keep it going. Boom.
We did it!
Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I think we know what we have up ahead. Let's just save quickly. Right, I'd just like to see something quickly. Can we vacate? Okay, we will come back here, promise. But there's just one more thing I'd like to do quickly. So we'll travel to Yule. I think it would just be nice to finish off this other quest that we had. So, yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, I realize this is kind of breaking the immersive element of us getting ready to hunt down and go after Shadar. So just imagine we're doing this before we went to the Miasma Marshes, right? So right before we went to the Miasma Marshes, our guys actually went back here to visit this little girl. And we're gonna go give her back her little jabber and show her how strong he's become. So, where is it? Where is it? Spirit medium? Well then, what do you reckon? He looks proper hard now, doesn't he? My darling Jabberguppy, I don't believe it. Those muscles. I don't think you'll have any problem surviving without me now. Can I ask you for one more favor? Sure, what is it? Would you mind letting my Jabberguppy accompany you on your journey? He does seem really fond of you, and I'd be happier knowing he wasn't on his own. Well, sure. We'll take him with us. Thank you. Here's a little something for your trouble. Please be nice to my Jabberguppy. Aw, Snowblower gem. Well done. Well done, us. And some merit stamps. Oh, and I suppose I better give you this as well. I don't think my Jabberguppy can metamorphize anymore, but maybe this will help one of your other familiars to grow stronger. Okay. So that's a formula for the alchemy pot. But what does that let us make? Oh, Jumbo Star Drop. We need one of these. So if we can get some star crystals, that would be great. Where do we get the star crystals? I think maybe in the swamp, right? I think we got one or so there. Yeah, we actually need that. So let's get some star crystals, and then... Hang on, can we... We can't metamorphise it now, can we? So we need a jumbo... No, we've got a jumbo planet drop. Got a jumbo sun drop. But Eddie needs a jumbo star drop, and we don't have those. So yeah, we're gonna have to try and... Yeah, we're gonna have to try and get some of those. Okay, well, we'll head back to the Miasma Marshes and try and get some of those. And, next episode, we'll probably be going up against, Vileheart. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.